Nice heartbeat, eh?
Yeah.
Pretty good house beat.
These little white dots are the fingers of the baby.
Oh, wow.
That's one leg. And this black thing that you see flickering
Oh
is the
my God.
baby's heart.
I was about to have top surgery.
You're about to have top surgery.
And then, should I wait? Should I not wait? I had been on hormones for 5 years by that point. Was it going to be a problem? Was it not going to be a problem if we tried to get pregnant? And,
no one really, there was nothing out there about the effects of, like, testosterone and...
On your eggs.
And then...
Nothing.
At a time when we both started testosterone, no one even talked to us about saving our eggs.
Oh, you want to read some Lego Star Wars?
When becoming a parent was something that my partner Diane and I were planning, all of a sudden, like, I hadn't thought about it before, but then it was like, well, what am I going to call myself? Like, I don't feel like mom or the other mother. And partly because of the changes in the queer community with more trans activism happening, it opened up this possibility for me to be dad, which is the most authentic thing I could have done.
I guess I thought about having children since really the middle of my transition. We went with a simple request. Can you take this sperm and do an intrauterine insemination? But instead, the doctor referred to my transgender stuff, meaning my history of having transitioned. And because I was documented there as male for some reason, they wouldn't give me access to any of the information regarding the kid that I was about to be mothering. We just sort of assumed that there would be kind of a progressive mentality that would embrace our family structure, our emergent family structure. And we were really, again, surprised and dismayed that wasn't the case.
From the moment my first daughter was born and holding that baby, I cried. Like, I held her in my arms, and I don't think I could have had a more loving experience had I given birth myself. Like, in that moment of her looking up and me looking into her eyes, you become a parent instantly. And then I knew I'd made the right choice by having children. When I came from my other world, I came from the perspective that people had respect and people had opportunities, and there were choices to take advantage of those opportunities. I didn't understand that sometimes there are no opportunities. Those get taken away from you. Before I got married, I bought a piece of land and cleared the land, planted trees, nurtured the whole environment, created a home for my wife and children, ran my business from home so I could be with my kids, acquired and built everything that I needed to be successful. And then through coming out as trans, I slowly lost everything.
It still astonishes me how little the general public knows about our lives and our community, and how little knowledge of us is still out there. We live in this very weird culture where we insist from the moment of conception almost, and certainly from the moment of birth, we say the most important thing about you is whether you have a penis or whether you have a vulva and a vagina. And we expect all kinds of behaviors, all kinds of ways of thinking, particular sets of gestures, ways of speaking. All those will be determined by the shape of your genitals.
There's such a binary. You just have to fit in a box one way or the other, it feels like. And I would just go back and forth and like do real soul searching and be like, is this my experience? Is this what I need to do? Do I need to transition? Is that what this is? Because that's fine. So maybe I need to do that. And then I would be like, but I just keep coming back. If I transition, then I'm in the same thing on the other side, because my gender doesn't fit into just one or the other. It kind of floats around. And I've spent years trying to pin it down, and then a couple of years ago, I was just like, I'm just not pinning it down anymore. I just can't. I'm going to stop trying to go one side or go the other side, and I'm just going to try and live in this funny middle around space. It's a really hyper-gendered experience to be pregnant. Yeah, and also to have a body that, like, I can't bind, there's just kind of, I do my best. I, like, shaved my hair off and stuff because I was just like, some part of me has to represent my manly self in all of this, what seems to be such a womanly experience. But it is, it just is what it is. I feel like it's been a gift to help me come out a little bit more.
If it was just like us in our apartment, being pregnant is awesome. It is awesome. I love it. I didn't know if I would like it. I thought I might hate it. But when the baby moves, it's amazing. Seeing the baby get bigger. I love all of that, But it's just as soon as you leave the house, then the problems start.
Have her go any place where transsexuals were. And I remember saying to Joanna, does that mean she can't come home? Because I'm here, right? So, but, to us, it was really simple. We're not trying to take away anybody else's access or anybody else's, we're just trying to say, I have every right to be an equal parent to our child. And that was the premise of our case, and which meant that she needed to then prove that I, for some reason, was a danger to our child. Being transsexual in itself is not a reason to not have custody, is not a material change in circumstances, is legally how he said it. And that was the beginning of, that was the precedent-setting case here.
Like, I think I was like 18 or so when she told me I couldn't call her daddy anymore. I wasn't allowed to call her daddy in public, but I was still allowed to call her daddy in private. And so I was good. That means my friends just never came here. I never told anybody. Like, my boyfriends, my best friends, my close friends knew, but nobody else did. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just clicked. I'm like, well, this is getting confusing for everybody. It's screwing people over, because then my best friend will slip up or my boyfriend will slip up, and it's not their fault. It's my fault. Now, I correct my mother every single time. If she screws up, I'm like, she? You know what I mean? I'm like, let's not do this. And I do it to my grandmother. I do it to everybody. I'm like, you know what I mean? I even tell people now, I'm like, yeah, my parent. Oh, who, your dad? I'm like, no, my parent. We've come a long, long way. And we have a really close relationship right now. And I think that's what the big difference was as to me saying, no, let's stop this flip-flopping and hiding and whatever. And I'm not ashamed of her. And, she's one tough-ass woman, you know what I mean? And I'm proud of her. I'm proud of everything she's accomplished and everything she's done. So I'm going to support that. I'm not going to hide her anymore, So, yeah.
On the street, when people see that you're pregnant, they're happy for the most part. No one will give you a seat on the subway, but they're happy. And they say, oh, mama, hey, mama. And it's like, no, actually, that really doesn't feel right for me. I'm not, but I mean, these are strangers. It's not like I'm going to get into a conversation with every stranger who says that. So you just slough it off. And actually what they're saying is, you're pregnant, congratulations, I'm excited for you, which is a nice sentiment. They're just getting my gender wrong because, of course, they're not used to, it's just automatic that you would think pregnant equals you're a woman.
The most important thing is that I live true to myself, and that in that, it will inspire the kid to live true to themselves. And that is all I can really hope for, that they feel confident in who they are. Yeah, and loved. Yeah.
There's no manual for raising kids. There's no right or wrong way. Just do what feels right and follow your gut and do it for the right reasons. If you do it for the right reasons, they're the right decisions.